This is the Bold N3, the latest budget flagship smartphone from BLU that's designed in Miami and shipped overnight via Amazon. I've spent about a week using this phone, and I gotta say, it feels and looks a lot like a budget version of the OnePlus 11, which is also marketed as a budget flagship killer with its price of $600. That's an excellent phone for the price, but it's not exactly budget friendly. The N3 is half the cost at about $250 unlocked. And I'm just gonna say this right now, the biggest con with this phone by far is it's only available for select GSM carriers like T-Mobile and Metro PCS. It's not compatible with AT&T and Cricket or CDMA networks like Verizon. So if you're a T-Mobile or Metro PCS customer looking for a new smartphone to upgrade to, keep on watching. Everyone else, take 5. Okay, so the Bold N3 comes in a sage green colorway with a metal housing, premium clicky buttons, and a glass back that does a pretty good job hiding fingerprints. Its design is accentuated by the Bold camera module on the rear that features a total of 3 camera lenses, but more on that later. It features a dual SIM card slot, which is great to see, although I would love to see support for micro SD cards, although that trend did die a long time ago. It is worth pointing out, though, that you do get an impressive 256 gigabytes of internal storage. There's no headphone jack, but BLU includes a pair of USB-C wired headphones in the box, as well as a host of other accessories like a silicone case, 66-watt charger, and charging cable. One of the highlight features of the N3 has to be the 6.78-inch FHD AMOLED display that curves over the edges of the phone. It gets plenty bright for outdoor visibility, and colors are very saturated and vibrant, not the most lifelike, but the surprise spec here is its support for a 120 Hz refresh rate that makes swiping through apps and playing games buttery smooth and fluid. Not even the brand new iPhone 15 or 15 Plus support 120 Hz displays, so massive props to BLU for shipping a sub $300 smartphone with this feature. There is an in-display fingerprint scanner that unlocks the phone in less than 0.4 seconds, and I found it to be pretty consistent in my testing. Nothing crazy, but not too bad. Powering all your favorite apps and games is a MediaTek Dimensity 7050 octa-core chipset with 8 GB of RAM. It's not the fastest phone I've used, but it's still darn fast, especially paired with a 120 Hz display and a slimmed down version of Android 13. Everything just feels very responsive, a little herky-jerky sometimes, but responsive nonetheless. When you first set up the phone, there's no bloatware, but the phone does proceed to install a handful of mobile carrier apps, which are mostly games. Even though it's an unlocked phone, it's kind of weird. I'm not a fan of this bloatware. I wish BLU would just ship a clean version of Android 13. Now, my least favorite aspect of the phone would probably be the haptics, aka the vibration motors used when typing or receiving notifications. It's the sole feature that kind of reminds you this phone isn't quite on the same caliber as a flagship Pixel, iPhone, or Galaxy device. The vibrations feel a bit cheap and hollow. But let's get back to some more appealing specs and features like the cameras. The N3 features a 50 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, and 2 megapixel macro camera. You have a lot of features and apps one can expect in a high-end camera app nowadays, like night mode and an AI mode that automatically detects the scene and adjusts the camera accordingly. There's also a pro mode that lets you capture raw photos, which is always great to see. I think most people, though, are just going to open the app, point, and shoot. The main sensor does a pretty decent job capturing lots of detail. Image processing is a bit more hit or miss depending on the lighting conditions. Sometimes the subject is overexposed while the background is underexposed. Sometimes it's vice versa. But given the price of this handset, camera performance exceeded my expectations. Although you're going to want to stick with the main sensor for the best results. Now, I might have saved the best feature for last, and that's battery life. The N3 features a large 4700 mAh battery that lasts all day on a single charge, but what's special about it, and what really stands out to me, is that it supports 66-watt super max charging, and the charger is included in the box, unlike a lot of flagship smartphones. So you can charge this phone up in literally a matter of minutes from empty to full. I'm a little bummed about the lack of wireless charging since that is a staple in my household, but 66-watt fast charging is great to have, and definitely underrated. So there's always the concern about software updates and security patches with BLU smartphones, and the lack of support for AT&T and Verizon is unfortunate. But if you're on a compatible network and want to get the most spec'd out 5G smartphone for the money, the Bold N3 is going to be one of the best options for you. For $250, give or take, it is a steal. I'll place a link in the description for you to pick it up via Amazon if you're interested, and I'll do my best to answer any questions you might have in the comments down below. With that said, as always, I'm BoHD from Slash.tv. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you right back here in the next one. See ya.